I'm Enock I was born and raised in Rwanda. So I was born in the eastern part of Rwanda and then moved to the capital city where I was like almost five, Kigali. And that's where I grew up and I was raised. So I am a sophomore studying computer science and economics with a minor in form organization. I have four siblings, so I have two elder sisters and two younger brothers. I'm the middle child. How's life in Rwanda? It's pretty big for like almost like 21 years I spent there. But I mean, okay, let me start with my family, right? So my parents are farmers and business people. So parents are farmers, so we grew different crops, banana, corns, beans, soybean. And so we grew them in the eastern part where I was born, then we sell them to the capital city in Kigali. Yeah, and then apart from that, then sometimes my parents were retailers, so some different shops, and that's how it works. So the life there, it's not like here in the US where like everything you just go to buy like from like Walmart. But for us in Rwanda, most of the things they are grown by people. In Rwanda, more than 70% are farmers, so they grow things they eat. About my journey to college, so coming to the capital city of Kigali, so it wasn't an easy process. So I went to like kind of a public high school, but in Rwanda, public high school they are cheap, but actually for excellences, so means we have to have good grades to get in those public schools. And the way you get placed in the public schools which are excellent, so you do a national exam which is like the SAT for Americans. Then depending on how much grades you get, then you can get like your top options. So I was lucky to get among like in top like five schools there. So then I go one school, it was called Collège Saint-André. So I went there for 6 years. I mean, I used to do one class, and my dream was to become a doctor and be a neurosurgeon. After learning the story of Dr. Ben Carson. Yeah, so after that was my dream, but I didn't know where that will pass. I was starting to think about studying abroad because I knew some people who went to my high school went abroad, but it was rare. It was like one or two people from the whole school. Yeah, so that's how I started thinking about it. And when I graduated high school, I applied to one of the international program. I mean, it's an American program which comes in Rwanda. It's called Bridge to Rwanda, and it selects like 20 high school students in Rwanda, and also some students in Burundi, Democratic Republic of Congo, and also South Sudan. So, and they bring us together and they spend like a year and a half. So I took a gap year of a year and a half preparing for like coming here to the US. Yeah, and that was the beginning of my journey. I didn't have hope of attending college because of tuition fee and all of that. But when I get in that program, I literally didn't have to pay anything. I just go in the program and they pay everything. Until now, I got a full scholarship, don't have to pay anything. Instead, I send money back home. About my journey in college, right after studying college in my freshman year. So I it was in the middle of the pandemic, so I got my admission almost in 2019, and so within the between the my period of like 2019 till like I started college in August 2020. So I was supposed to come in the US, and that was when COVID hit.
As of this morning, there have been 571 cases confirmed by the Chinese government, and 17 people are reported to have died of this new strain of respiratory illness.
And the embassy, the US embassy in my country, closed their doors, and my visa get rescheduled. So because I couldn't have a visa, so I couldn't come to college. So I talked to my professors about, because I registered classes as if I would be here. That those were my thoughts. So then after knowing that I would not be here, I talked to the school and they accepted like to adjust, and they told me whenever the embassy opens, then I'm welcome to come. So the embassy ended up opening almost in October, and I got my visa, but then I couldn't come to Trinity. They told me the COVID cases were rising. So therefore, I ended up spending the whole semester online. And that was a big challenge because there was almost 6 to 7 hours difference. And it was hard to attend some TA session, especially for computer science. It was my first class of computer science, and TA session used to be like around 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's 2 a.m. my time, and they can't help two people at the same time, so I have to wait. So sometimes I used to spend like from 2 a.m. up to like 4 a.m. and I still go to sleep without getting any help. And there's 1 week where I literally have done that like for 3 days, but then this assignment was due on Friday. Therefore, I submitted it as it was because I couldn't get help. Almost when I reached there, they told me we had a lot of people, so we couldn't help. So, and yeah, that was so challenging because I was staying alone, so I had to live on my own because there was no good internet at home. So I had to go to live in an apartment alone to get a good and better internet. So, but yeah, it was a good experience which taught me, and I have learned to discover myself, who I am, and what do I really want. What my family think about me going to the college as the first person in the whole family to go to college. It's an honor to them, especially in my country, because having someone studying abroad, having your kids studying abroad in the family of Rwandans, it's an honor because some families who do that, they have a lot of money, but here I'm on a full scholarship, and I see this because they talk about it whenever they're talking with other like friends of them, so they're so proud of me. And even my brothers, and I set like a good example to my brothers and also like other like people in my community, even at church, like where I grew up. So I become a good example of them like looking on me, and so they're so proud of me, and they think it's a changing in the cycle of the family. So because my parents were farmers, my sisters, they're gonna become farmers, and the whole cycle, and me coming here to the United States, it's a whole change to the family for the future, and even it's an honor to them now. Apart from being the president for Entrepreneurship Club, I also do work at the help desk. So I'm the IT, and I'm also the intern for life design. I mean, about a career development office. So I mentor like new students in like the fellowship, and also I run business home. So I run a nonprofit. It's called Born to Serve. So it has two parts. So it has a business part where we grow chili pepper and we export it abroad. That's the agribusiness I was talking about. And the profit which comes there helps to fund the non-profit of the organization, where we help single mothers start their own business and taking like kids and the privileged kids to school. And so I run that business now here. So I have like 25 staffs in Rwanda, Canada, and the US. So I operate that day to day. And what else? Yeah, I'm interested into photography and videography. So I take pictures around campus, and even on my church, I'm a videographer. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. I keep in touch with my family back home. I actually don't study on Saturdays. So I go to church after coming from church. I do talk to my friends home, to my parents. Yeah, so we normally do actually talk at least once a week. Yeah, and maybe my brother who is in boarding school, we talk like on Instagram or Facebook or email. Yeah, but my parents, we still talk like once a week. Or we talk in weekdays by talking about businesses which I'm operating home. Yeah, that's pretty much about it.